Yes, people, welcome to the Saturday brunch show. As you can see, it's Tyrone Marley today because we're going to have to light up something for Arsenal this weekend. Manchester United, Arsenal. Can we get the 3 points? We're going to be talking about that today. Make sure you're liking the video, subscribing, everyone. You know what it is. Every Saturday, 10:30, me, Cass, Daps are normally in the building. Obviously, big up Daps. He's in Manchester this weekend. But me, Cass are holding it down. And we've got a guest with us today who supports Arsenal. So it's going to be cooking. So make sure you lock in for this one. Man, them soccer brunch show. What we say, man? Another one we're here. I got the dreads. Cass is not feeling this, by the way, people.
What you doing? What you doing? People say, "Oh, you don't like black culture now." See what you're doing? This is what I'm saying.
I wasn't trying to say about like that, people. I swear to you, he just looked at me. He goes to me, "You're not wearing that." I was like, "Listen, we've got to light up something for Arsenal this weekend." I had to come with the Bob Marley stuff today. But obviously we've got a guest in as well with us, Arsenal fan. Obviously, you've been part of the channel since like the jumpers or doing the studio stuff. Kesh, you're back on, man. Debut in the studio, the new studio, the proper thing now.
Proper thing. I'm happy to be here. Obviously, he's talking about a light up and all that, but he ain't got no fuel in that midfield.
Gonna talk about it. We said back to that. Fuel in midfield.
We'll see about this, innit? You're lucky Amrabat's not playing, innit? Kai Havertz. It's all I'm gonna say is Eriksen's got. I can't believe this is a game where I feel like Eriksen is playing another weakling.
Yeah, true. It could be. I wonder if he'll start. You know what? He might start. He might start. I'm thinking now with Eriksen coming in last week and we won, but McTominay ain't gonna play.
I'd rather McTominay playing, but
yeah,
Ten Hag said that he's already hinted that his midfield for the three. He said Eriksen, Casemiro, and Bruno gets a lot of success. So it's kind of obvious what he's gonna do. A bit like Arteta, though, to be fair, because when he was saying along the lines about he's got 63 or whatever hell of formations, probably goes to show that he's gonna stick with his system for tomorrow. Personnel might change though.
Yeah, it's true. We're gonna get into it. There's a lot to discuss, people. Already 186 of you here. So big up those that are members as well of the channel. I think we're hitting nearly 100 members now. If you do want to become a member, down below, make sure you check out gold and silver memberships. And obviously, we do access to get on the. Obviously, with us on the panel every Sunday, we pick 3 panelists to come on with us as well. So you always get an email or you'll get notified if you want to come on. So make sure you do that as part of the membership as well. I'm just going to get through a couple of super chats quickly just before we get into the out of context. 11 Super G says Marshall Pillow is back. Come on, Seats, man. It's the right weekend to do this. We need this. Big up for that one. And then Fran as well says, everyone stop what you're doing and hit a like. That's what we're saying, people. Just hit a like wherever you're watching around the world. It does help our show reach new people and new guests. And obviously, we're on 16K now. So thank you to all the loyal followers. So yeah, big up for the super chats. Before we start, out of context, it's basically
out of context Premier League legend. It could be anyone.
So it could be anyone. It doesn't have to be someone bait. You know, like obviously people might say like Cantona or whatever. Like they're too obvious. So for example, when Daps asked me, I said Benjani. Because them man are like them cult hero, little legend, iconic celebration. Cass said,
I said Diego Forlan because he scored a brace at the Cop and
scored a brace at the Cop. Yeah. So who's your out of context Premier League legend?
For me, it has to be Clint Dempsey.
Ooh,
that guy. Yeah.
You don't know me, dog. You don't know me, dog.
I like it.
Yeah, man. Clint Dempsey used to bring some special moments for Fulham and all that, man.
What? He's going for a Tottenham legend.
Number, and do you know what the maddest thing was? Do you remember when he came and he got the number 2 shirt and everyone was like, a striker, we're number 2. It's like when Bollaroots, do you remember Khalid Bollaroots? He went to Chelsea and he's a centre back and he got the number 9 shirt. And I was like, what is going on? That was crazy. Okay, so Clint Dempsey. So we've got obviously Benjani, we've got Clint Dempsey, we've got
Diego Forlan.
And I can't remember who.
Northside said Frank Lampard.
Dude, that's too bait.
Too bait, bro. That's obvious.
That's
man.
too bait.
I don't know about that one.
All players, man.
Yeah, that is too bait. Who did Daps say? I can't remember on his.
Daps' legend was Scott Carson.
Okay,
that's not a bad one.
It's mad that he's still playing. He's actually legitimately still in the squad, isn't it?
Scott Carson. People didn't know this. Champions League winner twice. Premier League winner. You know, FA Cup winner, Carabao Cup winner. The guy's had an absolute.
It's crazy.
The guy's a passenger, but he's loving it.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. He never has to pay for petrol. Never in the driving seat.
You know that one there.
Alright, can I jump in? Can I get a lift? Yeah. I'll come in, man. Just creaming off it. Okay, so that's our out of context 11. Like I said, people, make sure you get your super chats in as well. We'll be making sure we flag them up as well. But yeah, there's a lot to get through. Last night was obviously transfer deadline day, as you know, man. And Nottingham Forest, we weren't talking them too much, but they're just buying a bag of man right now. Like, I don't know if it's too many that they're gonna mess up. But the main deals, obviously, Amrabat comes to Man United. Cassie's been wanting that for ages. I've been wanting that. Gravenberch goes to Liverpool. You got the Polinia deal was off with Bayern. He was there taking pictures in the shirt, and then last minute it breaks down. You got Brennan Johnson going to Tottenham. As a guest, Kesh, like, what deal do you think will impact the team the most? Like, if you had to pick out all the deadline day ones,
it's got to be Amrabat, innit? It's got to be.
Yeah.
I think it brings balance to your midfield. I think Ten Hag then has a lot of different ideas that you can work with. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to tighten it up in there, you play Casemiro and Amrabat. You know it's going to be a tough time for teams to break you down. You still got Mount there. You know, if you want to play a bit more offensive, Mount can do that for you. So yeah, have to be that one.
Yeah, okay. I'm surprised. I didn't think you were gonna pick a United player. To be fair,
Don't be, man.
But
it's all about just
balance.
Being honest,
being real.
Like, there's no bias there.
100%. Now, I'm proper happy with the Amrabat signing. Like, the frustration for me and Cass, like we've said it so many times, is that Ten Hag went out and bought Mason Mount as his first midfield signing. Like, there's a difference between thinking Mason Mount's crap and thinking that he shouldn't be the first signing. And that's what I think. I don't think Mason Mount's crap. I think he's a good player, but you don't buy him as part of your midfield rebuild.
I understand that though, but the market is so unpredictable. Like, you can't just say you're gonna leave Mason Mount there, because what happens then is another team comes in and pip him. Then you lot as fans are gonna say, "Oh, why is your board not getting your manager's first choice?" So it swings and roundabouts. It's how do you want it, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think that's actually a fair point, to be fair. But okay, so I get it from that side. If you're Ten Hag and you want Mason Mount and you don't get your first choice, yes, he will be annoyed. But what my problem is with Ten Hag, Kesh, is that you look at our midfield from last year and you said, like, Amrabat gives us balance, control, calms things down. If you're watching it as a neutral, you don't think in that midfield from last year, Mason Mount is the first signing you should get. That's my problem. I don't mind that he's got Ten Hag's first priority, but my problem is more with Ten Hag that he thought Mason Mount was the person that could sort of fill the gap in midfield. Amrabat should have been the first one based on the profile. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do understand that, but you know what it is? We as fans are very fickle with it. Like, I know we have our favorites or we got our ideas, but our ideas is not always what the manager wants. The manager is the manager for a reason. Sometimes he's not going to get it right, but you have to give him that pathway to go and do what he wants to do and get what he wants to get. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to the end of the season, who gets the bollocks? It's the manager. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is though? If we swap it, Amrabat first, Mount later, we would end up paying at least another 20 million.
There you go.
On Mount, you reckon?
On both. So I think so Amrabat's only it's not even an obligation, but I think Man United made a promise to buy them because of restrictions for us, innit? And I think we'll end up buying him for the what's it called, the 22 million that they want.
You know what it works out as?
I
think obviously Fiorentina, he's been expected to go since last January. I remember Barca was trying to get him away.
Even Liverpool.
Barca couldn't get him. Even Liverpool. I think it's got to the end of the window now. Fiorentina is like, there's dialogues behind the scenes. Oh, am I staying? What am I doing? Am I going? You don't. Some clubs don't mind having an unhappy player in their team. Some clubs it's not that. It's like, you know what? You go, replace you, whatever. We move on. So I think that's what it is, and you end up getting him for probably about a bit of a discount.
Yeah, because they wanted 30 million at first or 27. So you might as well add a 5 million there. I didn't want Mount. I'm not gonna start coming on here and telling people that I'm happy with the Mount signing, because even as a utility player, right? I'm having Mount, to be fair. I think he's all right, but as a starter, number 7, I'm not having
the whole.
That's when I'm thinking like, right, like, you think you're coming in to start?
To be a
put
main
the pedestal that he is the guy.
The marquee sign.
That's what I'm saying.
If we went in Mount at the end of this window, we'd end up forking out 70 million. For him.
But then it would have been like, if he's a squad player, people would have understood it because you signed him kind of late. But the fact that we signed him first, played in both 8s played 8 in both games. It's
mad. Like
the injury, like I don't want to wish an injury on anyone yet. And this is me being real, of course. I don't want Mount to be injured before people try and think I'm gassed over it. But me and Cass probably have a feeling within us that I'm not glad he's injured, but the fact that he's injured meant that Ten Hag had to change it. He had to bring Eriksen in. He's got Amrabat now. He could play Amrabat, Casemiro, and Bruno. But that's because Mount's injured. If Mount wasn't injured, would he still be playing? And we might not find the best team.
One thing I will say though is, it's only 3 games in. I think Mount will be a slow cooker. I think he's someone that United fans will end up growing towards. Like, you know what I mean? I think you have to just give him time. He's been playing in a Chelsea team that's not really been playing great football. He's probably lost a lot of rhythm over the last season or so. You have to remember, like 3 seasons ago, he was their catalyst. He was their catalyst. No one can deny that. Yeah. So just give him a bit of time.
So what would you do then? If they say when everyone's back, Mount's back. Obviously, Amrabat's fully fit off the international break, and we've got a fully fit squad. As a neutral, what would be your 3-man midfield at Man United? I know you could say you can play it by the fixture, it depends. But if you had to pick your best 3-man midfield, what would you go with?
If all fit,
fit. Cass, Bruno. See, I don't think he can look past the fixture thing. He just can't. He can't look past.
If I was in the final, I'm going Casemiro, Amrabat, and Bruno in the 10. I want Bruno back in the 10. Final, this 8 business.
But you see, the reason why the thing is about final is not really about the football.
Nah, okay, I get that. Yeah, that would still be my best 3 then. I'm going Casemiro.
It's the most balanced.
It's the most balanced.
Finally, we've got 2 players in the team that's a first phase player, as in picking up the ball. Amrabat, and there's a youngster called Kobbie Mainoo.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you now, he's going to be special. He won't get mad games this season, but you'll see the difference when he comes on. He's a like for me for Amrabat.
He bodied up Arsenal.
Do what Real Madrid used to do. Who was the first phase player? It was Modric, and Casemiro was higher up the pitch.
If you're playing them 2, would it not be more suitable to play a double pivot then?
But I think he's more of a
basically,
yeah. It will be. It will be. But if you look at the way Amrabat does play for Fiorentina, yes, he's the first phase player to collect the ball and everything, right? But he's the one that drives up the pitch with the ball. He's the one. Go look at his progressive passing. Very good. I think he's more. For me, he's a 6, but he's a hybrid. He's a hybrid. He's a 6. Yeah, he's a 6. Yeah, but he's not creative. Yeah, but he can do the 8 job. But I'm thinking.
He's literally the 6.5.
This is going to sound mad, yeah? This is going to sound mad. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see Casemiro higher up the pitch winning the ball rather than him being the one that's sitting deep.
Yes, that's what I think. Amrabat's going to come in, get the ball, and then they'll swap roles. As Amrabat pushes up with the ball, Casemiro then slots back in. It's like a little...
I'm not going to get onto Casemiro. What I'm going to say is...
Slow ass starter, boy.
Slow
ass starter, bro.
And sometimes...
He gets exposed when he's 1v1.
The last man in the midfield. He does get exposed.
So
it probably is a good idea to push him a bit further forward.
I'm gonna flip it. Yeah. Obviously away from Man United because it's not just about Man United.
Yeah, of course.
But we haven't really. I was gonna talk on not Arsenal, not Chelsea at this moment of time, but Liverpool because we were discussing it last night for a long time. Well, I must be the only one that thinks Gravenberch can turn into a 6 in the Premier League standard, but not for what Liverpool need. If that makes sense. But I think when you think, I looked at Cody Gakpo, and I thought he was going to be a failure. I didn't rate him. I saw him for PSV, saw him for Netherlands. In the World Cup, he was okay, got a goal scoring touch. But when I saw the way he's developed, you can see even the way he's a little bit filled out. He's got the profile. But that's all I'm going to say is the profile. The thing is, these days, we're too busy trying to turn 8s into 6s, right? And not actually finding a 6 for being a 6. But when you think about Gravenberch, the way if you go watch the way he swivels his head, all he needs is a bit of fine tuning, right? He's a very creative player. He can drive the ball.
Debate this.
I think this is what is gonna. Well, Klopp's gonna have to live and die by this one, isn't he? And I think he can definitely be the guy that. I'm not saying he's gonna work out, but I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people.
I think along them lines it could work, but when you got the likes of a Trent who sometimes get exposed, you need your 6 to be very good defensively. And I don't think Gravenberch is going to bring you that. I think what Liverpool's doing is very risky. I think it's a total football thing. Like, you're going to play total football.
So what, you basically do what they kind of done under Brendan Rodgers?
No. They did what
3-2, 4-3.
What Wenger used to do, bro. Like, get me. They're trying to play teams off the park. But, bruv, when you get hit on them counters, bro.
You don't think Liverpool? You think Liverpool going to be caught out with that quite a lot this season?
I think they will.
But you go look at last
But
season.
they're gonna score so many goals. You look at Diaz, Jota, Gakpo, Salah.
Yeah, remember Diaz,
they're gonna outscore teams so much. I don't think they care about clean sheets this year. I'll be real. They could win 3-2 every week, and they're winning. They're getting the 3 points.
It could work, but you're not gonna see the Liverpool of the last 2 seasons. What I'll say.
No, but they have to change it
where they're at the top. You have to remember when Liverpool was doing that, they decided to change it. You know what I mean? They decided to change it and try to be a bit more stable. They brought in the likes of Van Dijk and all that. Well, obviously, it depends on what their ambition is for the season. You know what I mean? If it's just to get in the top 4, then yeah, it could work.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. They've got a lot of midfielders now. That's the one thing we complained about last year, but it is too many 8s, and it is a lot to bank on.
This is where me and Cass were debating yesterday, yeah, because obviously big up everyone that's watching, by the way. Make sure you smash the like, people, as well. 400 of you in there. Please make sure you smash a like, subscribe if you're new as well. And obviously, big up Alex running the buttons today. Obviously, Soup sent here as well. So big up Alex for that. We will talk about midfields, right? And obviously, they've signed Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Endo. Now, Endo is a number 6, but he's not like the Casado 6 that they wanted. But then you've got Gravenberch, right? For me, I compare it a bit like to Paul Pogba. He's that ball carrying midfielder, can pick up the ball, drive through, man. I wanted Man United to get him and Amrabat, but anyway, we didn't get him. So they've got Gravenberch, they've got Szoboszlai, who is like that creative kind of,
a
bit like that De Bruyne kind of for them. Like, do you know what I mean? They haven't had that since Coutinho. Weaver can create, can score goals, and then you've got McAllister, who can play 8, and he can play obviously number 10 as well. I think with Liverpool's midfield, the fact that they wanted 3 this summer and they got 4, I think it's a good midfield window. But this is where it's interesting. We'll see what you think. Me and Cass disagree because he said obviously they didn't get the main position in the team, which I do respect him, is a DM, and they didn't get a star DM. They got an average DM, but they got good 8s. But I still think because they needed 3 man, the fact that they got 4 and they got a number 6 who's average, but they got 6 number 8s in McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch, all different profiles as well. I think that's still a good midfield window. So I see Liverpool finishing above Man United. I see Liverpool getting top 4. They didn't get the centre-back that I think they needed as well. I think a proper top DM and centre-back, and they'll be challenging for the title. But do you think it's been a good midfield window for Liverpool or not? Signing 4.
I think it's been a good midfield window, but it just sounds like a horrible concussion that you have on a fucking pre-drink before you go out, man.
Honestly, man. What? Because the way they've just banged 8, basically. So
it sounds like a headache, man. I don't know, man.
What? So you don't think? So do you not think there's any plan behind what Klopp's?
I got to see over the next few fixtures. I got to see what Klopp's thinking is. Like, is Endo going to be a starting 6? If Endo's going to be starting 6, then it throws the conversation out the window. You know what I'm
Someone's
saying?
going on the bench.
This is what Cass said.
It throws the conversation out the window.
What? As in what? Because that they won't be good enough, or the fact that 2 of them can't play?
No, but I think you can get away. Endo can do the 6 job. Maybe not to a degree where it's collecting the ball from the back 4 and all that, but he can protect the back 4. That's what Liverpool needs. They need protection for the back 4. That back 4 is not the same as what it was a few seasons ago. It's not the same where Van Dijk was off the elite level. They're still depending on the Gomez coming off the bench if Matip's out or Konate is out. So it's all about protecting the team, letting the likes of Salah, the other forward players go on and play and do what they do best. But if you're going to put a Gravenberch in there now and you're doing total football...
I don't think he can play 6.
I don't think he can play 6. And you're doing total football. What happens when your team gets caught up the pitch? You know what I mean?
He has to play 8. I think Endo is actually, funny enough, I think for Liverpool probably to get the best out of the midfield, Endo has to start just to allow the McAllister, Szoboszlai to go forward because he can just sit there and he's happy to chill. Gravenberch, why did Tuchel get rid of him? If anyone didn't clock, obviously João Palhinha was meant to go to Bayern Munich yesterday. That fell through. But he sold Gravenberch because he said he wanted a disciplined 6. He feels like Gravenberch, like, because he ball carries, he comes out of position.
What he said specifically was he's 8 or whatever, but we don't play that sort of system, whatever, to get the best out of him. And it's probably better for him to go somewhere that he can play the position he wants to play. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? Let me ask you. McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch, who do you think has the best impact season for Liverpool? Don't mean who's going to be the best signing, by the way, in the next 3-4 years. Guys in the comments, let me know. Who do you think is going to have a better first season? McAllister, Gravenberch, or Szoboszlai?
I want to say it now. Watch it. It's going to be Gravenberch.
I'm about to say the same thing.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I know what I'm going to get from McAllister, but Gravenberch takes their attack to a whole new. If Liverpool got all the ball, Gravenberch is just gonna, the way he can just ping it to the corners for the Salahs and Diaz
And run with it.
that's not what McAllister, that's not his job.
Yeah.
The thing is with McAllister, he's a bit too much of a safe player for me. Like he could, and I think he's got in his locker to be more of that.
Like I said, yeah, if it's a total football thing, if there's any player with a football education I'm gonna trust to do total football, it's a Dutch player. It's a Dutch player.
Yeah.
Like he's played at the elite level. He's played Champions League for numerous amount of years. Like I know it didn't work out at Bayern, but I know what I'm gonna get from him. You know what I mean? With the likes of what's his name? McAllister. He's a decent player. I don't think he's fantastic like that. So Bosley, he's a talented player, but we're yet to see what his levels are. You know what I mean?
No, I agree on that. But the last part of Liverpool for me is just what another team don't have, like Man City. It's just the defensive stuff. Now we might be seeing a Matip and Gomez. What was it? Is it tomorrow? Is it Monday?
Who they got?
Or tomorrow?
Villa tomorrow.
Or Villa tomorrow.
Yeah.
At Anfield. It is at Anfield, and they don't lose at Anfield. But
I think Diaby and Watkins, that's the worst. That's the worst kind of opposition you want. Counter attack, quick. Watkins can pin defenders. Diaby,
and you know,
rapid.
You know Emery's gonna play a low block.
Yeah, and you know what he done last week?
Torres, Diogo Carlos.
They played the back five last week when they went to Burnley. Matty Cash was playing up. He scored 2. He played like right wing.
Mad as well.
That's probably his position.
I think Liam Daly. I think Diaby's getting the best out of him. I think.
The Leverkusen link up in it.
Yeah. You know, I forgot about that. You know,
when he was playing the likes of Day, it was always the defense getting attracted to him. So he never really got the space to like go and do what he needs to do. Now you got 2 players to worry about. I think he's got a lot more freedom. So I think that's why Emery's getting more out of him this season.
Yeah. It's just Villa getting caught out in moments though for me.
But that's always going to be Emery's team. You saw it when he was at Arsenal.
Yeah, it's always moments.
It's either they're too far up the pitch or they just haven't got that.
Villa will get
whoever's at the back. Whoever's at the back needs to organize that defense a lot better. That's what it is.
Who's going to be the leader? Obviously, Trent. They can't. At the moment, the ball slipping through his feet against Newcastle. He's getting cooked. Well, when he gave the ball away for the Bournemouth goal in the second week, and then you've got Matip, who his legs are just past it now. You've got Gomez, who's been injured since that COVID year. He was very good. He's been injury prone since. And Robertson, I'll be honest with you, I think Robertson's been a great signing, but he's slowly Robertson's biggest asset was his energy up and down. And I slowly feel like now, like once he gets to 60, 70 minutes, the tank kind of empties and he's just older. Who's going to lead that defense? Allison, it's got to be Allison.
I don't think Robertson's really declined too tough like that. You know, it is. I think he's
not having the impact he used to.
No, but I think it's the style, man. Look at the way the fullbacks are playing. Bro, he's been told to stay inside. Don't even go forward too much. That pressing midfield used to help Robertson's game massively.
You know what it is though? It's that rugged attitude that I used to love about him.
He's lost confidence, I think, maybe.
When the attacker's up against him, he's very rugged. Like, you know what I mean?
That Scottish side of him comes out.
I don't see that anymore. I don't see that anymore. I'll be honest with you.
I just think I'm not saying Liverpool need a new left back, but in the next 2 years, it's going to be one of them ones where Tsimikas ain't going to be the top guy they want. They're going to buy a new left back.
I was making jokes to my boy. I was saying, bruv, soon you're going to be back to a carrier, bro.
They're gonna end up by watch when Salah ends up leaving next year. Yeah,
they got a year to watch for that.
They're gonna get Hincapi or something to play left back. Watch,
it's gonna be.
They're scouting him at the moment.
Who's that?
Hincapi.
Who?
Hincapi.
Oh, okay.
Was he Colombian?
Well, I think he's pronounced like Hinchipi. Okay. I don't know how to say his name properly.
I haven't seen which left backs they're linked to. I'm just gonna quickly plug the likes, guys. Make sure you're liking this video, people. Subscribe if you're new. As you can see, it's the Saturday brunch show. Every Saturday live from the studio. Me, Cass, Daps normally as well. And obviously we get guests on. We support different teams. This week, obviously, we've got Kesh on. He supports Arsenal. So make sure you're liking the video. If you want to become a member as well, down below, if you check, there is a gold and silver tier membership as well. And obviously, you can get access to coming on to the panel on Sundays. We always bring on a couple of the members every Sunday. So you can get involved with us. The normal show, you get a whole hour to debate whatever you want with us. So make sure you check out the membership, like this video, and everyone have a good Saturday as well. Super chat here for Michael Ramsey. He says, please take that Rasta hat off. Stop this. Hey, man, just let me have my Saturday, man. We're lighting up something for Arsenal this weekend. That's why I got it. But no, big up everyone that's watching, obviously, as well. Salah, that's an interesting one, yeah, because I just want to see what everyone thought on terms of like Liverpool selling this player on the last day of the window. My take on this is Liverpool's best player, Mo Salah, consistent goal scorer, consistent goal threat, steps up in big moments. He's been there for a number of years now. Yes, he's 31 years of age, but you do not sell Mo Salah even for 200 million on the last day of the window. You don't have time to replace him. Klopp's planned the season with him. You respect that he's probably going to leave next year. You've just given him a new contract within the last year, I think. It would have been the silliest move. And I don't care if people are saying, oh, it's 200 million. You can do a lot of that. You can rebuild it. You can't rebuild it now. You're going to be talking about rebuilding it next summer. Liverpool can't afford to do that. They've just revamped the midfield. And now you want to get Salah to help you guys get back in the Champions League where you want to be. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's 200 million or 300 million. They could not have sold Mo Salah yesterday. That is my take. And I can't believe that some people are saying accept it.
My take is, I'm sure Liverpool would have known of this interest from a lot earlier.
Bro, Saudi have done it smart. They deliberately waited until the last day of the window.
I get it, but it's a tough decision. I feel like, I know a lot of people say that market will still be there for him, but do you get 200 mil next summer? I don't think you do. What's he gonna have? A year left?
Nah, I think he'll have a couple of years left.
What's he got?
Checking now.
A year left.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's gonna have a year left.
He's 32. The big thing is he's 32 next year, but they can still get 100 million because they can sell him to Saudi.
You
for
can
that.
get 100 million.
And also the thing for me, which is big, is that Liverpool have a year to think about a replacement. That's the thing. When you're a big club, it's like Pep Guardiola. I know it's a random example. It's a random example, right? Pep Guardiola is not just gonna get up and leave City like randomly, like how Salah could get up and leave yesterday. He would tell City, do you know what? Like, my time's coming. I respect the club. Try and start looking for a replacement. Salah, it's like, right, give them a year now to find that replacement.
You know what it is, though? I feel like, yes, they can get 100 million. It won't be 200. It'll be 100. But with the way Liverpool's board has been behaving in recent times, are they going to use that 100 mil wisely? You know what I mean? I think 200 mil you can do a lot more with. But my problem is they should have been proactive
early
and do it early.
Yeah,
I think that would have been a better idea. Like, obviously, if you know the interest is there, push them to give you the 200 mil early in the window.
You gotta remember though, all that money's up front,
and it was up front as well.
I don't know what. So would you have sold him
at the end of the window? If that was me, and you're telling me, you're gonna sell your best player for 200 million, or like let's say Casemiro, I'm like, no,
not at the end of the window.
Not at the end of the window. You gonna have to wait till January.
That's why I'm baffled.
And everyone knows
saying accept it yesterday.
And then everyone knows you got 200 million. They go up front. So they know you got cash.
They know you got cash. Would you? I know you're obviously Alex. Big up doing the cameras in the back. Would you have sold, as a Liverpool fan? Would you have sold Salah? And would any money? Okay, not even 150. Would even 300 million make you want to sell him? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Who can replace and 25 goals? Yeah,
well, that
and
money,
assists.
That money and that Caicedo money put together for next summer, let's say, that gets them a brand new defense, like centre backs, some sort of left back that won't cost you crazy money anyways, and then go get yourself a right winger. And I think everything else is there anyways. Don't need to replace nothing else. Nothing else. Matip's going next season. At the end, and so is Thiago. They already got Thiago's replacement. And then go get a DM
still coming through as well.
Yeah. That's another year on him. They might not even need another DM potentially. So if he shines.
Only thing is, hindsight is a hell of a thing, isn't
it?
Like if they fail to get into top 4 this year, then you're gonna think, oh yeah, probably should have just sold him then, didn't it?
I can't lie. I still think they're gonna be in and around top 4, but I think it's gonna be harder for them. Just due to Europa League. That Thursday, Sunday.
People don't understand.
People don't understand what Thursday, Sunday,
especially after the group. You get some decent teams that drop down from the champs as well.
They think it's because you've got quality. You can walk the Europa League. It's not like that, bro.
Especially if you go far in other cups.
We felt it. You remember when United people getting on United? We played every 3 days.
It's not nice. It's not nice. And when you get them far,
and you're traveling to them random places, you know.
Hey, Liverpool fans, where is the camera there? Yeah. When you get into that round of 16, you're gonna have to go to Carabag. Yeah, carrier bag. Yeah,
but
who do you think's had the best window? I think it's easy for me.
You run it,
Man City.
Oh yeah,
they went from. I'm not joking. In the space of a week of the last window and a week and a half, they went from having one of the most underwhelming windows at that point to one of the best windows. You guys look at how much money they've generated, right? In this alone, I think I counted up about. I think I counted about like 170 odd million pounds that they've taken in. They haven't even spent 200 of it. And you go look at the signings. You can never. It's true what Daps and everyone else says. Even you can never replace a Mahrez. You can't replace a Gundogan. You're gonna have to make a new one. And they got Doku. Who else did they get? Doku. They got Mateus Nunes. Kovacic,
and Gavardio.
And Vardio, and then they've had a good clear out, and they've got other little ballers coming in. You know, like I know they're not going to get loads of game time, but still got James McAtee there. You know,
he went on loan to Sheffield.
Oh, he went on loan in the end.
Yeah.
And they still got
But even Rico Lewis.
Rico Lewis is still there. I think Oscar Bobb's even in the first team.
Yeah, he's gone.
No, Oscar Bobb did he not stay? Did he not stay? Is he not staying in and around the first team?
Oh, so he stayed. So, I do you know what? Good question, and I have to agree with you. I think when you look at the profiles they brought in, Gavardio, Aki was doing a great job last season. I thought he had a great season last year, but it's the depth with Nathan Aki. He got injured like he did a few times last year. Akanji started slotting in at left back a little bit, and he's not a natural in terms of obviously a left back. So I think Gavardio can play that left back, left centre back role perfectly, strong, quick, pass through the lines. You've got Kovacic, and then obviously you've got Nunes as well. And you know what? One thing that stands out to me, big up me and Sam, big up Sam for my work. So we're talking about City's window, right? And he was saying obviously a few weeks ago they needed more. And the biggest thing that he said to me was like, when you look at Man City's profile, right, of midfielders, Gundogan's obviously left, right? They've got KDB out injured at the moment. And obviously you've got Rodri, players like that, Bernardo Silva. A lot of them, when you look at Man City, their main play was like sort of keeping the ball, not tick-a-tacker, but keeping the ball moving. He was like, when you look at the Premier League and the way it's heading, right, with the physicality and the mobility, he said, look at the profile of the players we signed. He's like, Kovacic, pick up the ball from deep. He's a ball carrier, can dribble through, players, and he's a tough guy, and he can take the ball up the pitch. He's a ball carrying player. Matthias Nunes, we saw it against Man United, first game of the season. Ball carrying midfielder, can pick up the ball from deep, can drive with it. And he said, we've actually got specialists now that can play 1v1. He said, loads of teams are starting to play Man City, sort of man for man, and starting to do that. And he said, when you look at Rodri, he's not the type that's going to beat a man and one past and 1v1.
No, he just drops a shoulder and barges you off.
Or like,
have you not noticed when Rodri
but hear me. But Gundogan, he's not the type that's going to pick up the ball. You never see him dribble past man and run with it. Bernardo Silva sort of drifts in off the right, but he's not like going to get the ball and fully like run past the man. So he said, when you look at Nunes and Kovacic now, we've got players that if people mark us man for man, we can get the ball and run past him. Nunes can body a man and run past him. Kovacic can do that now. And he's like, Pep is slightly revamped the way Man City's midfield works. So it's not all about passing and moving. They have got physical specimens that can bully teams out. And I was like, do you know what? Pep's got new plans. He has, isn't it?
He's a manager that's constantly, what's it called? Growing, constantly trying new things. You know what I mean? He doesn't stay still.
Yeah, this is what I mean. You know that system he had last year? Now you've seen a lot of teams kind of copying. Like, watch, he's gonna change up again. Yeah. He's like, oh, I already know what the weakness is to this system, so I'm gonna just change it up, and you're all pissed. So now what he's doing is, like, when you think about it, I know there's a whole concern about where do all the goals, as much goals, come from, but now he's got more of a solid defense. I looked at the way he's gonna play. He's gonna play a box in the midfield now. You know, I'm talking about a square box.
Well, you reckon all of them could start,
bro?
Like Rodri,
so
Nunes,
before
Kovacic, and De Bruyne, like a diamond thing.
Before, kind of, yeah. So before, the way I looked at it, is that he had his midfielders like De Bruyne spread out one side and Gundo on the other. I think now with his ball carriers to keep the ball, like ball retention and everything, etc., he's gonna play. You're gonna see it because you're gonna see Foden and Bernardo right here, Grealish, sometimes Doku, maybe even. He's gonna play this box. And it's in this box, you're not going to be able to get the ball. We saw it slyly against when John Stones isn't in a team, that box, go watch against Sheffield United, right? So I remember going watching the game back because there was another game I didn't watch last week, and I thought I'd go watch some highlights. I think it was the Arsenal Fulham game. I watched City again, and I thought, you know what, I'm bored. Watch it. It's this box in midfield, and I know it's just Sheffield, but they pinned them so far back. It was just constant Grealish, Bernardo.
Yeah.
So Foden came on.
They can win the ball back quickly.
Yeah. This little box. It's like a smiley face. I call it like a little smile at the back and a box. And then a three. It's weird. It's like barriers. It's like a barrier with a box in the middle.
It caves you in 100%. Now I think City have done their business, man. Like you said, they've had a great window. I think obviously Arsenal had a good window up until the Timber injury. Obviously the Havertz one, we get that's a squad signing, but signing Declan Rice, he wanted some steel in there, and I was looking forward to seeing maybe the Partey, Rice, or the guard midfield. We haven't seen it yet because we're going to get to the Arsenal Man United game shortly, and obviously he signed Timber as well. But guys, make sure you do like the video. Still 530 of you here, 30 minutes in, but it's been a great show so far. Make sure you are getting your likes and get your super chats in as well if there's anything you want us to be discussing. Membership as well. gold and silver tier, people. If you check down below, it's in the description there. Obviously, you have a chance to come on the panel as well every Sunday as well. We always pick 2 or 3 members, so make sure you're doing that. And tonight, we have got the evening debate, obviously, as well. Saturday's games happening today. We'll be discussing it at 10, 11 o'clock, so just make sure you got your notification bell on, and we'll be there with a great panel. Cass, Daps, Mo, and we've got the guests, as always, as well. I wanted to ask you lot, in terms of transfer window, rating your best free transfers in the Premier League, people. Premier League. Rate your best free. Doesn't have to be in order. Just who are your favorite free transfers in the Premier League this summer? It's a bit off the cuff question. We haven't really planned this. We spoke about it a little bit before the show, but I hadn't had time to think. But if anyone's got their free off the bat,
if you dare say Declan Rice, I'm leaving. I'm not gonna lie. If you dare say Declan Rice, I'm leaving the show.
For me,
Ansu
Fati. I'm really looking forward to seeing
alone.
Bro, I didn't even expect that.
Really, I think
I've got one.
In that Brighton system, I think he's gonna fly.
Right, let's do one each then, and then we'll keep going around. I'm gonna say Alvarez with West Ham. That's one of my favorites for sure. That's what you call a proper profiling of what you need.
Even last night, he looked so suited to what they were doing.
That's a balanced midfield.
Yeah, very balanced. I mean, who needs Declan Rice, right?
Real talk.
But yeah, I'm gonna say
I like that one.
Alvarez, that's my one.
Yeah,
what's your one?
My first one predictable was James Maddison. I just think,
class signing.
Yeah, I just think the way Maddison's come in and they've lost 25 goals on Harry Kane, it's like, what's Spurs gonna do now? He's already in 3 games become their main man. So do you know what? Took the number 10 shirt, vice captain as well. I respect the mentality from him as well. So yeah, man, James Maddison.
You got a second one. You got a second one in mind.
Matheus Nunes. I've been watching this guy for quite a while. Before we got Fabio Vieira, that's what I actually wanted. He's capable of playing deeper than people actually might think. When you watched him at Sporting, he actually did play as the 6 before. So I think that's a solid sign of a City.
Yeah, I was gonna go back to another West Ham, but I think I'll let it slide for one of you.
West Ham fan?
No. But I do like even
the I do
like West Ham. I was gonna say but I'm gonna change up. I'm gonna say what's his name? I think someone might have said it even in the comments. Probably not. No, it's not. They didn't say in the comments. No, skip it. Go to you. I'm gonna remember in a second.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Kovacic. Funny enough, I just think for the experience they've got, his age still got good. He's still 29. Like Connor says, one of the bargains of the seasons. I'm gonna go with Kovacic. I just think for when people normally sign for Man City and Pep, they normally take a while to adjust. Man's fitted like a glove. He's fitted like the hat on my head. Like he's just there. He's landed. He's going in there smooth. He looks like he's been there 5 years. I think Kovacic. And also, do you know why I say Kovacic? Because I don't think anyone spoke about it too much when he first joined. Everyone's like, Kovacic is going to City. But now we're like, he's actually played. You're seeing what he's doing. Everyone's like, oh, do you know what?
I actually said he'd do well.
I don't know how anyone said they wouldn't do well.
But I kind of feel like it's under the radar. It happened so early.
Chelsea fans, they like to
make it sound. Yeah. Chelsea made it like they were happy for him to go in.
But you know what's maddest thing is? These men that was telling us we got 2 great 11s after they won Champions League and that. So out of the sudden narrative is that these players ain't good anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My second one, I remember that. I'm gonna go Chelsea. Nico Jackson.
Okay.
Nico Jackson.
I like the potential in him.
When you think about the striker market and everything that's been bought potential, even Højlund, how much he went for in total. And everything
as well.
Wani, I was going with Vlahovic and even Lukaku. You think Jackson slightly,
and also for the price they paid, Jackson 35 million.
It's the scouting and I think the profile. Like I think they done well there. So Nico Jackson's my second one.
Yeah, that's a good one. So on our third one as well, now people then would
actually you said his second one yet. Who's your one?
Nunes.
No, that was his first.
Yeah.
You know the job,
he flipped the answer in. Yeah. Pause. So my third one. So I said Maddison, I've said Kovacic, and I'm not even being biased, but I have to go with the team I support, Man United. I think Amrabat on deadline day.
Dickhead.
When you look, I took Gases there. I know I have. When you look at,
I'm gonna say one more.
When you look at Man United, right, and their midfield, everyone's seen it in the first 2 games. We need balance. We need someone who's calm on the ball, like a Michael Carrick, you could say. Someone who's physical as well. We've missed that. Other teams are, firing in them cylinders right now, and we haven't got that. So for me, I'm gonna go with Amrabat to shore up Manchester United's midfield, give us a bit of balance, give us a bit of steel, man. So
I'm
hopefully he can
gonna go to the north side of London. I'm gonna say, even though he got injured, Timber.
Yeah, no.
Jurian
Started
Timber.
for him actually as an
Like
injury.
when I know people say it's only pre-season, but I don't
didn't even know Cassie could play left back. I watched him prepare. I've never seen him play left back.
He can play.
When they
Yeah,
slapped
yeah.
him left back. I was like, what?
So if they had Timber right now, we'll be see this system that they're currently playing. This system will look phenomenal. Yeah, and if they're Jesus fit, they'll be looking more phenomenal.
Mm.
So Havertz, you're not phenomenal. But other than that, I think Timber, even though he is injured, and it's kind of harsh to say he's a transfer. So maybe I'm gonna drop that one. I'm sorry, because he won't be signing of the season because we can't see him play. So I'm gonna go to the other side, North London. I'm gonna go Tottenham. I'm gonna say Mickey van der Ven. I'm a fan. I was a fan of him when he was actually linked to Liverpool. I was hating.
Would you know? Okay, can I just challenge you on that?
Go on.
Actually, no, he signed last summer, but technically he's just coming on and say, "Would you think Adogi's been better than Van der Ven?"
I like Adoji, but I know he's going to get exposed eventually.
Okay,
and I think he's a wicked player, but the amount of space he leaves, that's not down to him. That's down to tactics, right? But Mickey van der Ven's got a lot of ground to cover, and I like the profile. He's people forget he's about like 22 years old as well. The brother's gone. He's a bit. I think he's been a bit harsh in some of the moments, like the own goals.
Can't
look at the way.
Yeah,
can't help some of them, right? And I can't believe I'm actually going Tottenham. So yeah,
Okay.
Mickey van der Ven.
Yeah, so it was our three off the bat then. So mine was Maddison, Kovacic, and Amrabat. They're my favourite three Premier League transfers of the window. Your three were?
I haven't got the three yet.
Oh,
to be fair, I was going to say Timber, man.
You can though. You can
still if you want.
Yeah,
if you want.
Yeah, man. I think the boy's special. Like I spoke about Gavin Birch earlier.
Maybe.
A Dutch footballer playing in a team that want to play total football, you can't go wrong in it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go for someone who's actually fit. Who's gonna get games throughout the rest of the season. Guardiola at City, I think.
Right, man can't even switch up from City. Like I'm not trying to think of let me go around.
When I think about defenders of his age and that and the profile, I think him and Saliba is one of the best. I don't think there's many other centre backs out there that gets close to them.
Yeah, fair. Okay, that's fair. There you go, people. There are three favorite transfers in the Premier League. Get yours, obviously, like you had in the comments. So a super chat here from Michael Ramsey as well. Big up Michael. He says Mount is the best signing. Yeah, man. Them Saturday jokes. I don't know who you support, Michael, but just make sure your team win this weekend. But nah. Big up for the super chat as always. Love for the love, guys. Make sure you are liking the video as well. Over 500 of you here. 40 minutes into the show. It's been a great show so far, talking about the transfers and everything so far. The deadline day wrap up as well, our favourite three. And I think before we move on, we're going to discuss the Arsenal Man United game before we go into our predictions for Saturday's games and stuff like that as well. Off the bat, have any of you guys got a worse transfer?
Yeah, easy. I'm going to let you lot say it first because you know what it is. Let's say it.
I'm trying to think.
Go on, Kesh.
I know.
You know what?
Oh, is it?
Just do it.
What is it? Palau or Basmati?
No, not Basmati. No. Go
for
it. Go. Kesh, take the reins.
You're going for Kai, bro. Say it, bro.
Take the reins, Kesh.
Bro. Say it with your
No. Because I want to be edgy today. I want to feel like I'm a Rasta man or something. Edgy in that night.
I take the hat if you want.
No. Say it with your chest, bro.
What's your worst transfer?
Worst. I've not really thought of a worst, you know.
Okay, would you argue with man if they say Havertz?
No, obviously, bruv, everyone's got entitled to their opinion. Like I've said, I've seen the player throughout his previous years before he came to Prem. I know it's not been great at Chelsea, but let me be real. Like, not many attacking players has been great at Chelsea in the last season or so. I think Kai has lost his way quite a bit, but I believe in my manager. I believe he can get the best out of him. For me and other Arsenal fans, last season we went throughout the season saying we need Plan B. When we come on stock and we can't really get through other teams, we need a Plan B. And I think Kai is that Plan B. If you look at his stats in terms of winning headers and that, for instance, he's up there with the best centre backs. Like, he wins a lot of headers. And for me, if we can get it right and get the balance right in terms of how we play and play,
you don't want to be doing that sort of long ball stuff anyway.
No, but it's not just about long balls. I'm talking like
attacking
in
the
build
box.
up. Like when we suck teams in, there's sometimes
when they try and kick the ball out to get
sometimes
get out of the press, but you can win the ball back. Right.
But obviously, there's things that he needs to work on, like in terms of when he gets on the ball, looking up, finding passes, which I think he can do. I've seen him do it, but I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a confidence issue or whatever. But
where do you think he gets because Kai Havertz, obviously, you're gonna give him a chance. Twitter and football, the way social media is, everyone reacts quick.
Yeah,
You know what it's like. Back in the day, we were checking teletext for our news. You know what I'm saying? And the scores. But when you look at Kai Havertz, the fact that obviously, yeah, he's good at maybe winning headers and stuff like that. Arteta signed him for 60+ million. Where do you see him fitting best at Arsenal? Right now, he's playing on this sort of left 8 role, but you know, he can play the full time period a bit like if he needs to. But I think his best attribute is arriving late into the box. So how do you get the best out of movement?
I think to get the best out of Kai, yeah, I think a lot of it is to do with the players around him. Because when there's times when I'm watching him, he's made that run, slip him. Fair. Sometimes we need to kind of like
you think like some of
force the ball more. Like sometimes it's too slow and lethargic in terms of I'm sticking to the manager's game. But for me, this is where football's become a bit robotic, and I feel like sometimes players used to use their own initiative sometimes and actually be direct. Because there's times where he does make the run off the shoulder. Defenders
and they don't find him.
They don't find him. And football is a very complex game because I know we're saying he's not had a great start of the season, but if you look at the last game, he slipped it to Martinelli. That's an assist there.
Yeah.
Thinking, you start talking about Kai different. You start saying, okay, that's a good start. It's a slow burner, but you've got assists. You've done something positive. Can we go to the next game? Can you do the same thing again? But guys didn't finish that. And a lot of things that I've seen about Arsenal game recently, we've come into the season, a lot of the players are selfish right now. A lot of the players are being selfish when they're around the box and we need to come out of that quickly.
Have you thought of because I'm trying to go through? I'm going to be honest here.
Yeah,
I think Premier League clubs have actually recruited quite well. Even down to Luton Town, down to Sheffield United, Burnley. I think I can't really knock.
Not many signings.
I can't really knock a lot.
I look and I say it's an howler. There's not many signings.
There's not many howlers.
Have you got any that feel worse, Alex?
I'm gonna say one, and I'm just gonna, bun it. ENDO. I can't, but it's 15 million, so you can't knock it again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really bad.
You know what's mad about that signing? Yeah,
go on.
Yeah,
for the last 6-7 months. My boy's been talking about Endo.
Bro, I like the thing is I like and
I've actually done well in Germany,
bro.
Obviously, my boy's black.
Well, not last season. He was awful last season.
He knows all the Korean and Japanese players. He's like, bro, he says the JPL is fucking better than fucking German league. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he's talking about Endo. He's like, bro, we should go for Endo. What's the other guy that plays for Celtic in midfield?
There's a bald guy, and then
he tells me about all these players.
I've already got it.
Yeah, there's another one.
So he told me about all these players. So I'm not gonna jump on Endo and start saying these shit.
I've got one. I've got it. He signed for Spurs yesterday. Brennan Johnson for 45 million is horrible, bro.
Is so questionable.
Horrible. That's a howler.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think you thought of that well. I was baffled because I was like, you've obviously got Maddison, you've got Kulizeski, you've got obviously Son. Yeah, you haven't got a striker even Richarlison. The only thing I was thinking is like, is he gonna bin Richarlison off and play Brennan Johnson as the number 9?
You know what?
But I don't rate the guy like that. I rate Gibbs White better than I rate him.
That's a howler. They put in a Rican if upgraded.
Do you know what?
Trust me. That means they got a Langer. Origi can play on the wing or up front. They got a wing. Bro, they got IC3 Crystal Palace all over again, fam.
Called him. You know Alex?
One.
I said they signed the mixed race Daniel James.
Hey, bro, that's what. Hey, you got that from my Twitter. I don't care. Look at my tweets. I said they bought mixed race Dan James.
Shout out,
and they're both Welsh.
Shout out Josh, the Tottenham fan, because he's telling me Brennan Johnson is coming to be a right winger.
I think he
no matter if he is.
He's going to be rotating with Kulizeski.
That's an howler. I'm not playing Brennan Johnson right wing.
I don't think he's that good. Right
I can't lie. I wouldn't put him anywhere else on the pitch but right wing.
47 mil as well.
He's an outlet. That all he's got pace. On the break, he's an outlet.
47 mil. 47 mil, and I think it's 10% sell-on clause. That's not bum.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
But surely in my head, Spurs could have got someone else. Surely doesn't have a right winger. That shows it must be Ange. Ange must like something with him. Obviously, he's young.
They need pace in the team.
Got a lot of time, and they need pace. He's an outlet. I'm not saying obviously. I think he's better than Dan James, but he's not going to be a main starter because Kulizeski's a better footballer. But he's an outlet. But I agree with Casta. I don't think that he's that much of a great signing. I think it's a good one. Big up Chick Attack. I got the hat on today.
I understand, Prem teams not wanting to develop other people players, but Tottenham, you're not. You don't sit at the top with the other Prem teams. You know what I mean? So you can't really look like that. So guys are saying Levy don't want to bring Ansu Fati because he's going to go back to Barca. I'm saying, bro, when you loan a player, it's over to you to charm the player, make it feel welcome, and work on that deal where you can get him to buy into the club and say he wants to stay. I think that would have been a great option off the left, Song play off the top. Because there's not many elite strikers out there
Son could have gone up
currently, you know what I
front.
mean?
Yeah,
so I'm not expecting you to go out there and replace Kane with a bagsman. It's not gonna happen. So Son could do a job up top. You bring Ansu Fati, he plays off the right.
Yeah,
off the left,
yeah.
sorry.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they do, guys. We're gonna get into the weekend games now. Make sure you're liking the video, people. Make sure you're subscribing as well. Get your super chats in. Big up Halo as well. I just see that flash up. New member. Thank you very much, guys. You can do what Halo Bangout has just done as well. Down below, there is a description with gold and silver memberships. And every week as well on a Sunday, you could be part of the panel discussing the football with us. And yes, I know someone just put, is that Kesh? It is Kesh in the building, man. Big up K Show, man. Yeah, he's here, man. Running it up in the studio with us. Obviously, Cass is inside as well. And big up Alex on the buttons as well. Guys, Arsenal Man United, the big game of the weekend. The Rasta hat come out because I said we've got to light up something at the Emirates. You know, Martial, he's going to start. You're here in the studio. Give me a goal, bro. Me and Cass need something. And then obviously, you know, Arsenal. Will Gabriel come back in? Does he change the defense? It's time to talk the big game. Cass, energy, confident, not confident, or perfect time to play Arsenal? Let me put it in there in the middle.
Yeah.
Don't sound confident.
I don't know if it's a confident or it's like, do you know what? Do I want to talk too much or do I hold back a bit? I love it. I love it. He's like, right, which angle should I go with today?
No, I think we can get a result there, but I don't think we can get a win, I'll be honest.
Okay.
This is the carpet, bro. Like, like Arsenal do have, even if they've lost a couple games here and there, the thing is with Arsenal Man United, it don't matter how crap you've been, tactics go out the window. It's either you get smashed or it's going to be a close game and there's a late winner. Never in between. There's barely any, I swear there's barely any draws between Man United and Arsenal as well.
The rent, you know.
Like, it's always someone getting smoked. Smoked you 3-0.
Yeah.
You smoked us 3. What?
And we beat them 3-1 last year. Then they beat
3-1. 3-1. Who scored the goal for you? No, it was Saka, I think. And then you beat us 3-2. And we didn't have a full team.
Casemiro weren't there then.
But then they could say they didn't have I think Partey didn't play that game.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't think we even had Casemiro that game either. Scott McTominay just somehow got possessed. But it's funny, it's like fourth game. Is that not exactly the same time we faced them last year as well after Liverpool?
Yeah.
I swear.
At Old Trafford this time. Yeah, Martinelli had that goal disallowed.
So and Anthony, I was there. I watched the Anthony goal. Like, the Anthony goal was glorious. But what's it called?
Yeah.
It depends on. See, I think Arteta's kind of shot himself in the foot a little bit because Zinchenko's got, like, you'd want to play Zinchenko, it's obvious, but he's got no. I'm hoping he does because I feel like Anthony will have some fun down that side if he wants to play. I think if you've got someone a little bit more.
Do you remember what happened last year when they played Zinchenko at the Emirates? He was the main guy.
Yeah.
And he could track back and he kept getting in them little pockets, and I was like,
Zinchenko. The only thing about that is he's not match sharp. Gabriel, the only one that you can bring in that doesn't need to be too match sharp is a centre back and Gabriel. But then Jesus, not match sharp, he will run and give you.
I don't think he starts. I think he starts.
I know he's gonna start.
Yeah,
like, trust me. And then the whole other part is he likes the game against Man United. But I'm just saying the last part is again, we alluded to him not even 10 minutes ago. It's Havertz, and I'm thinking I don't like playing Eriksen away.
That's the game he turns up.
What if the game he drops him?
I don't like Eriksen away from home. Yeah, I think he smells. But with Lindelof and Eriksen, I know I'm going to get element of control now. Yeah, because there's no Varane, and I don't mind that because you don't have a lot of height in your team, bar maybe a Gabriel and Saliba, anyways. And
we're a big team now, you know.
No, yeah, at the back, but I wouldn't say Ben White is dominant in the box, attacking the goal. I wouldn't say Saliba's that dominant in yet attacking the goal, defending the goal. Yes,
you have Declan Rice and Partey together. Then
that's where I think this is where I feel like Man United.
Back.
Nah, I don't think
so. Did he get a straight red or
2 yellow cards?
No, I think he's back. You're right. Yeah.
No, he's not.
He's not back.
No, he got 2 yellow. No, he is back. He only got a yellow card against Palace.
He's back. 2 yellows.
Hey, I'm glad he's back too. But I'm just saying, with Havertz in there, it makes me think, can we play an Eriksen there?
Because he won't be able to. He'll give time on the
ball. Partey's that right back. I'm thinking the one that can do the most damage against us and keep things ticking more in that midfield against a Man United midfield is Partey. Erdegaard is yet to show any form, and that makes me think, what is Man United's best assets right now in terms of play? Counter-attack. What's Arsenal's biggest weakness? Counter-attack.
For me, though.
So that's why I feel I can get results.
What's bad about this game, yeah? based off Havertz's last game, do you push Rice into the 8? And
I
Partey
would.
back in midfield.
I
That's
would.
it.
I would.
100%.
If you do that, we've
yeah.
lost the game.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think it has to be go back to the Ben White. I know, all right, so no match sharpness or starting minutes is going to be a factor, of course. But if it's me, big games, they'll be ready mentally. They've trained, they've probably had a behind closed doors game. I would go Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko. Go back to the back four. And I get it, right? This is not me getting onto Arteta for experimenting because, like you said, last year you didn't have a plan B when you didn't have players. So you've had to experiment because Gabriel hasn't played and stuff like Zinchenko weren't there. But now they're back available. Go back to what kickstarted your season last year. Yeah. And when you're coming off the back of a draw against Fulham at home, right? When they've got 10 men, when you should with 2-1 up, you should be holding that. Like, Man City see that out. Do you get what I'm saying? So you need to just get the fans back up going again, get the players back going, get that confidence win. Yes, you beat Palace 1-0 away, professional win. You beat Forest 2-1 at home, but the last 20 minutes was nervy. Get a win against, obviously I'm a Man United fan, but get that confidence win against Man United by playing your proper team again and get Partey, Rice, Odegaard, the midfield that everyone spoke about all summer could be one of the best midfields, and then play your attack of Martinelli, Saka, and Nketiah. Cool, you can move in Nketiah. Go back to what you do best.
Getting back to good football and actually convincing wins might be what helps Kai. Yeah. And then he comes in under the radar.
Yeah. You know 2-3 up and that gets a couple goals. Yep.
No, I agree.
Okay, right. If you're an Arsenal fan, tomorrow, and you see your original lineup from last year, obviously Rice thrown in instead of Xhaka in the 8, so it's back to Ben White, Gabriel, Saliba, Zinchenko and stuff. Are you going into that game thinking, Arteta's gone back to the OG stuff, or are you wanting to see this sort of like Kiwior again? Like, what do you want to see tomorrow as an Arsenal fan? Direct.
I want us to go back to what we were doing best. I mean, at the end of the day, let's get the winning feeling back into our game. Let's get the great football that we saw last year. Then the likes of your experiment players, give them minutes off the bench, let them get a feel of flow, that feel good factor. Like I said earlier, just now, I think that could help Kai when you ease him into the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I just think
if we score first, we have to score first. I'm not saying that Man United will lose.
I can't lie. If we score
first, I think we'll get breaks on the transition when Arsenal try and equalize that. We have to be clinical. This is my biggest problem with Man United, right? Like I said, we might not win tomorrow, and we're playing Arsenal, I think, at the right time. Arsenal better than us. Arsenal on paper should be winning. But if Man United are to get the right result, the biggest gripe for me with Manchester United, is our decision making in the final third. We've been creating chances, right? We've been getting into moments where, we can score goals. Against Spurs in the first half, if anyone watched it, yes, the second half was year 9 versus year 11. First half, we had better chances than Spurs. Yes, it might have been 2 or 3, but we had moments on the break as well where Garnacho was picking up the ball and they just made the wrong decisions. Anthony will come in and shoot instead of like sipping one in. If Man United can make the right decisions, we've got a chance. Because how many chances are we going to get against Arsenal tomorrow?
Your biggest weakness is not having an overlap for Saka, and Martinelli's on awful form. Trossard comes in. I think he hurts.
But does last week though, wasn't he?
Yeah. But I think on the left, I think Martinelli either needs to be dropped, and I think Trossard damages a little bit more. But Wan-Bissaka's going into this game in form as well. Your left hand side,
Martinelli.
Your left hand side for me is weak.
That's why Zinchenko comes in.
You see the Wan-Bissaka thing. I said it for years. When you're playing against Wan-Bissaka, don't play someone that wants to run the ball. Play someone that wants to use the time. That's how you catch him.
That's why people say Foden plays well against him because his movement and his intelligence.
This is the perfect game for Trossard.
Yeah.
He's got the movement.
He's not trying to
take you on
my pace. You know, kick the ball and run. He's trying to manipulate the ball, use his time, and he's gonna. Wan-Bissaka, he sleeps. He tends to sleep.
Yeah, he done last week.
You know what I mean?
So you're dropping.
Man United's concentration is so poor right now. Moments. This is what I mean about. It's the moment. Like last week, two moments of just sleeping in 4 minutes.
Exactly. And if you do that against a team like Arsenal, they'll punish you. So what are you saying? You're dropping Martinelli for this fixture against Man United and putting in Trossard because the movement and the intelligence to trouble Wan-Bissaka. You're 100%. Dropping Martinelli.
100%.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
The big question is Saka versus Regular.
Yes,
he's not playing. The low's playing.
Darlow will play left back.
Yeah, but even then, I'm still having Saka to eat him. Like,
this
interesting.
The only thing that benefits the right foot over there is if Saka cuts in, the low's right footed, isn't it? So it kind of nullifies his shooting ability a bit more.
That actually helps Dallo because he will tackle with his strong foot.
Yeah. It's taking him down the line, which is scary, bro.
Yeah, because when Saka does that fade,
I can smell
he does that fade and then he goes again. Yeah, Dallo's gonna be like,
and who's there all the time? It's always Nketiah, bro.
Yeah, them cutbacks.
Yeah, them cutbacks
and that.
This is where I don't like. This is where I've been liking Lindelof over Varane more.
Lindelof's been very good.
Has been better than Varane in the last 10 games.
Lindelof is solid.
Lindelof, I'm not joking. He's been better than Varane from the back end of last season to the start of when he's got even little performance. Him and Martinez, I think, got a better partnership. The only thing is, aerial wise though, Lindelof has been good.
Lucky Arsenal went that tour in that sense.
It's the whole point is, it's not. That means the back line's not strong enough. You know, if there's a bit of a bully like that wants to hold up against Lindelof, he's getting held up. Like Jesus probably be perfect against Lindelof. That's what I don't like. Come on against Varane. Varane, I remember last time. Get the fuck out of here, man.
He tends to let strikers pin him, innit?
Yeah, that's the one.
I always think of someone like Watkins.
Watkins
will pin him up.
So against Nketiah, and Lindelof might be a better matchup, but still, Varane is still a big loss.
Yeah, it's
How
a
long
big
has he
loss.
gone for?
Varane's only out for another 3 more weeks now.
Oh, bless. Yeah, so international break takes 2 of that.
Brighton, he won't be back for. He might be back for Brighton.
If not, be Burnley away. We'll need him for the physical sort of side of that as well.
But then Burnley's not that much of a physical team
they changed
anymore.
their football actually a little bit.
I wouldn't want to play again. I wouldn't want to play Varane against Burnley. I want control. I want control. Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah. But I want control. I think away games, I think Lindelof probably suits the team a lot more.
But that's the thing, you'll be. I've said it. I don't think Varane's that great on the ball. But some of your fans,
you know,
he's underrated. Actually,
he's underrated. Yeah, but the thing is, that means you got 2 players on the right hand side of the fence that's unorthodox. Wan-Bissaka can dribble weirdly, but he's still unorthodox. You know what you're gonna get.
Like,
Same with Varane. It's just long legs of his, Bambi, bro.
It's like when Smalling's the type of player with bad on the ball like that.
When I say good on the ball, though, listen,
his passing options ain't the greatest.
That's what I'm trying to say because as a Premier League centre back, you can play every centre back can play the ball, but it's about you got 2 options. Who you passing to? It's the right pass on the right.
Well, you'll go to Martinez over him because obviously,
but just because you play it forward and it goes to the man, don't mean it's the right pass. It's about intelligence on the ball. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. Lindelof tomorrow, like obviously his passing is good. It's just how many times is he going to get the opportunity to do that? We've just got to get through that first 20 minutes. I think it's massive for United to get through the first 20 minutes. I think the game will become the game, Cass, and I don't think that Arsenal will bop us off the park. I think they can beat us, of course, but I feel like we're going into this and with Casemiro now, if we can get through that 20 minutes, the game becomes the game. What I want to ask you before I get through a couple of the likes. Big up, man, Craig. Love that. Make sure you're liking the video as well and subscribing. So in regards to it, if Arsenal don't win this Sunday, are you like worried about the rest of the season? Like, has it been a bit of a poor start for you lot?
It's a poor start. I wouldn't say I'm worried because before the ball was kicked, I said I don't expect us to kick on and find the form that we had last season until probably about game week 9. Obviously, we're gonna try and limp through a few games.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me, innit?
See, this is the difference. We thought Arsenal were going to start fast. This time around, it's the City that's starting fast.
We're going to start fast. You know what? Because I knew he was going to try new things. I didn't expect it to be like last season.
You shouldn't be trying new things.
No, but
you know what I mean?
You have to look at the fixtures, though. The first few fixtures.
We said, remember the first fixtures we looked from? We said they should win 7.
The first few fixtures, that was always going to be the games where he tries to experiment. I'm hoping that now we've got a top 4 team. That's where he says, you know what? Let me give that a break. And, you know what I mean? Go with what we was working last season.
I hope so, because that means the personnel you have to bring in is not going to be matched up. Okay. It should be advantageous in a way.
You said they shouldn't be experimenting. When would be the time to be experimenting? Because what if they got injured?
The difference is, I looked at Arsenal last season and I said, like, to myself, it was never the system. And I know he's trying to change things up and be less predictable, but that system was so electric. It's hard to keep up. Yeah, you're blowing teams away. It was never a system thing. It was more of a personnel thing. So when Saliba got injured, you went down to a Rob Holding, a £1 million defender. And another thing, when
he's now left,
you know, like when Ben White got injured or something, it's a Tommy Asu. You know what I mean? And Timber obviously it's a bit different.
It weren't.
But you get what I'm saying?
It weren't really a system thing. It's just
a personnel thing.
No, it was just a few fixtures in terms of certain teams like the City. We can't play that sort of football against City and expect to beat them. So he's gone for something new.
But I remember that FA Cup game against City. You lot were all over them in the they were on ropes, and you decided to change. You decided to change things like La Conga and all that, and that tells me the personnel is just not good enough.
What you don't think he didn't need an experiment? You just think they needed to upgrade on their
depth. Like when you deep it, Xhaka's had his one good season, and then
he played good the season before.
One good season.
I don't like him, but it's 2 seasons. We ain't gonna do that. It's 2 seasons.
All right, one good season, and then they upgrade. Ultimately, Declan Rice is a major upgrade right now, but he will be 100%, and long term 100% because let Xhaka's age and obviously probably where his head's at, etc. Yeah, cool. Go get a better centre back. Have you upgraded on your centre back for when it goes? Who did you replace with Rob Holding, by the way?
It'll be Kiwior, isn't it?
Yeah, Kiwior and Timber obviously came in.
That's left foot. That's a left foot. So he's got a left centre back.
Yeah,
I think he's
on the right. So
it's going to be Ben White ultimately this season.
Yeah.
So when I go to your right side, you got no Timber no more. I look at Tomiyasu and who else?
Cedric's still there.
No, Cedric won't be
involved. Bro, you know who it is. This is why I don't think it's going to change the system right now. It's going to be Partey for now.
Yeah, at the moment it's Partey. Yeah, it has been. Yeah,
it's going to be Partey, and this is why I look at it like you just need to upgrade. You just needed someone that can cover Ben White or do a job just like Ben White. I think Timber was going to be that. Zinchenko and Tierney, get rid of Tierney. I thought you get another left back.
Tommy will go back over.
That's fine. Tierney or Tomiyasu. I don't think there's much difference because in terms of system change, I don't think that's cool. Timber's out. The defense hasn't really changed. Nothing. It hasn't at all. We don't see it now. The midfield. When you really ask me, has Arsenal overall upgraded this window? Ultimately, because of the injury. No,
Timber injury is like the big transfer one.
And this is why I think it's
early to say though.
No, of course it is. But I'm only making a judgment of what I've seen and what I know, right? And what I do know and what I have seen.
Xhaka's gone, and then Rice and Havertz have come in. So
don't give me the Havertz.
I think what gives me.
I know I can't. Yeah, I know.
I'll take positivity from the cameo that Fabio Vieira came on.
That would, well, good shout.
Yeah, you know what? There might be a revival to his part.
He done well last week. I've got to give him his flowers.
But you know what? But when you're Fulham, I'm not trying to knock something, but I don't like rating players when a team's trying to sit back to rescue the point and then they got all the space in the world.
And the only issue as well with Fabio Vieira, which might impact him. Odegaard's obviously a very silky number 10. He's more my type of number 10 over Bruno style-wise. But Odegaard's left-footed. Vieira's left-footed. Havertz is left-footed. So they probably all want to operate in more that left-hand side channel.
Odegaard is different grade,
Vieira with right-footed because Odegaard's locked in. Obviously, Rice is going to be locked in the midfield. Vieira is going to maybe struggle to get some minutes because I don't see him playing on the left-hand side because
I think now is the time for Arsenal to go till December, see where you're at, and then reassess it again and see where you see which part you
definitely spend in January.
You have to.
Definitely.
Big up Agal in the comments as well.
That's where you went wrong last year. Like you should have paid that extra bit just to get the Caicedo. You was willing to spend all that money on Mudryk, but when it comes to Caicedo, I don't want to spend that extra 10.
I don't think they wanted to let him go though.
No, they didn't. But they did say they wanted 80 million. You didn't want to go to the 80 million. Now you went for 115 million. You could have ended up with Rice and Caicedo in midfield, and that means Partey would have definitely went, by the way. But I think
it's better for them. They kept Partey though. I think he's a baller.
Yeah, he's a baller. But the thing is, he goes missing in big games. And he gets injured, and these injury spells are kind of at annoying periods. But I think you're well equipped. You're well equipped now because of Rice means you can cover that, and then you can cover.
The only thing that annoys me with Rice, you say, I do you know what? Declan Rice, obviously English player, won his trophy at West Ham. I respect it. Done well there. Gets his big move to Arsenal. But for me, if you're talking about Arsenal and getting the best out of Declan Rice, it has to be in the 8. I cannot have Declan Rice playing as the number 6. He can do it, by the way. I'm not saying he can't do it, guys. But there's a different type of number 6. Obviously, Declan Rice is a good sort of destructor of the ball, can, recover it well and give it. But when you look at Rice and you look at Thomas Partey in the number 6, I'm sorry, Thomas Partey is clear in the number 6 role. He controls the game better, volume passing, positioning. Arsenal just keep on the front foot. There's certain things you just naturally, you can't teach. Like Declan Rice is not that silky number 6 like Rodri. He's gonna keep the ball.
I always used to make jokes. I used to be like the centre back. He linked to the centre back. That's what I call him, innit?
Yeah.
And for me, like it's about football education, innit? Like when I see Partey, if he goes towards the defense to collect the ball, someone marks him.
Calm,
drop the shoulder,
he's
go
moving.
find space
Declan Rice, you don't really want him
getting
that back to the goal.
He's calling for it, but he doesn't spin off to the
Nah, he hasn't got that elusivity
Yeah,
like
he
the
ain't got
natural
that.
number like a
Yeah,
Busquets has got. Even Busquets is tall like Declan Rice,
yeah.
but he's got that. They just know how to play
Yeah,
number 6. It's like a natural position, kind of.
Partey was educated in Spain.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
you get what I'm
You know
saying?
I mean?
And he
Like,
could even play
when
the
we
8
talk
role.
about English ballers, I know I'm not
People
trying
want
to
to be
be rude
pro-English,
or anything, but it's just, you know what I
they're
mean?
not
Like,
that guy.
it's beans and toast.
You know what?
Be
You're
real
being
with me, bro.
you're gonna laugh, Kesh. You'll probably agree with me. Yes, he's not great, you lot, yeah, and he's playing at Leicester City now. But I said, funny enough, when you talk about number 6s and they're playing that European, Harry Winks is actually a profile of player that actually knows how to play the number 6 in terms of ticking it over, keeping the volume. Like, he's not sick, by the way, in terms of going to play for a top 4 club. But when you're talking like that sort of profile of like Partey's, keeping it with Michael Carrick's, whatever, just keeping it ticking over, control.
Oh, yeah.
England, in terms of the youth system, yeah, this is
They
forget
don't
Rice.
teach them things,
Youth system, England do not produce
don't
these
teach
type
that
of
shit,
players that can play in the number 6 role that are like the Jorginhos, Partey, Rodri's, whatever, keep Busquets, Carrick's, keep it ticking over. England don't produce them players. We thought Calvin Phillips could be all right there. But obviously, he's gone to Man City and he's not really kicked on. England, for me, if I had a son, I'm saying, bro, learn that number 6 role and be that sick baller in there because England don't produce them players. But yeah, man, it's you know what I'm saying? Project Weeks, you know. But nah, man, guys, make sure you like up the video. And Aaron Tenen, we're gonna quickly just go for our prediction on Saturday as well, and the main games as well. And I know Cass, obviously, Alex has got a question for you. So while I quickly just run up the lights, guys, make sure you're subscribing as well if you're new. There is a gold and silver membership down below. But guys, we're back with an evening show tonight as well, so make sure you lock in for that. Igal, I'll see you in the comments as well. I hope you're good,
apparently,
bro.
it might be a fake Igal. If that's you,
oh, is it? Oh, okay.
You need to talk to me on WhatsApp quick.
Yeah. I think it might be EGTV actually. His might come up as. So but yeah, big up guys as well. Make sure you're liking all those that are watching and subscribe if you're new. Just before we go into our Saturday games and we give our predictions for the Arsenal. I know Alex had a question for you, Cass.
Oh, he's gone. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, if Man United got 150 million bid for Marcus Rashford, would Cass let Rashford go?
Yeah, easy, bro. Easy.
Yeah.
Why do I care about a guy that's got low IQ, bro? He's a great goal scorer, but at the end of the day, he affects our forward play all the time.
You're cashing in 150 million.
100%.
You know when you were saying
100%.
What's the lowest you'd take?
100.
Ty, you see when you were saying earlier, yeah, about your decision making in the final third.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Because it's either an IQ thing or the coaching. Because when you play in this era of football, when you play system football, the system's there to make the player's job easier.
Yeah.
So why is it that it's a continuing factor that you're continuously making poor decisions in the final third?
I actually think
is that your players' IQ just not there, or the coaching's not working?
I think it's a bit of both. I think a bit of the coaching. I'm gonna give Ten Hag a bit of credit. This is where he gets his credit in the bank. Last year we done all pre-season with Martial. Yeah, he got injured. First game of the season against Brighton when we lost. We then adapted with maybe Eriksen went full side first game against Brighton, didn't work. Rashford started playing up front. We all know that Rashford's not a striker. So Rashford was playing up front. Then we signed Weghorst in January. Weghorst was not good enough. That was a stopgap. We all know that. So I feel like with Ten Hag, to his credit in the bank of his coaching his system, he's had to actually have a job at Man United where he hasn't actually had a proper number 9. And that is where I will give him the bit of credit. He hasn't had a number 9, some credit. But wait, but in terms of the profiles, Anthony, for me, he didn't score many goals at Ajax last year, and he was more of trying to be a creator. But I think he's been quite selfish. Garnacho, I think he drives at his man 1v1. He's quite selfish, comes in and just wants to shoot. Rashford, not really a number 9. Then when he goes back on the left, he cuts in and shoots. I think we've got a lot of selfish players in this front three that when you look at Sancho and Martial, we haven't seen Højlund yet, so I can't talk about him. Sancho and Martial probably the smartest in terms of IQ, decision-making, but then not been on the pitch enough. So Sancho had his mental health break last year. So I think actually the smartest players, Martial and Sancho, haven't been enough. Missing Garnacho, Rashford, Anthony. I think they're selfish players, bro. I think they're selfish.
Is that not a conundrum for you then? Because you just spent 80 mil on...
Well, Højlund's got... This is where Højlund's got...
The thing is, in the end, with Ten Hag, he'll work out what front three suits Højlund.
Yeah.
Not the other way around. That's his signing, remember. Højlund's his signing and Anthony. Yeah. So typically it will be Anthony and Højlund. Anthony used to play with Haller.
And it'll be probably Rashford, Højlund and Anthony.
Bro.
Yeah.
And Anthony and Rashford got a new contract. So it probably will be that front three.
Yeah.
I want to see Sancho come in and see
I would love to see Højlund up top, Martial off the left.
don't think he
can't
can do
do
it
it
off the
no
left
more.
now because his leg. It would have been sick. But if he could do it, he could. But with his legs, he can't.
I think Marshall's more.
His intelligence is
give you
there.
goal. That's what I'm saying. I know
The
Rashford
hospital
give you the goal,
merchant.
but
the intelligence. If it was Martial fit from 5 years ago, then yeah, all day because of the dribbling and the IQ. But you just can't do it. And Rashford always gives you output.
No,
and then Anthony doesn't run in behind.
If you look at Højlund's goals, this front three won't work anyways. That I just mentioned.
Rashford, Højlund, and
Because
Anthony.
go look at the type of crosses Højlund was receiving at Atalanta. Who's doing them crosses? We only got one in that team. Guess what his name is? Pelestri. And actually two. Sancho too. Why is Sancho going to beat his man to get there to do that? I don't think so.
You loan out Ahmed.
Nah, he's injured at the moment. Yeah, so we've got a few options when they come back. Obviously, Ahmad's going to come back. So we've got Garnacho, Sancho, and Rashford can play off the left. You've got Højlund, Martial, then Rashford that can play centrally. Then on the right, obviously, you've got Anthony, Sancho, and then you've got Ahmad and Pelestri that can play there. And at the moment, obviously, you've got Bruno Fernandes in the 10. And sometimes he likes to play Bruno out wide, which I don't like, but that's what he does. But I am intrigued to see what Højlund can do when he comes back. Obviously, people, if you don't know, that Højlund is fit to start tomorrow. I don't expect him to start. Me and Cass think we'll go with Martial for 60, 70 minutes, and then Højlund will come on. But yeah, what's your prediction for the Arsenal Man United game?
I think it'll be a routine win.
Okay, routine. So you're talking 2-0 at least.
I'm talking. I'm gonna go for 3-1, 3-2, 3-1.
3-2 would not be routine.
Why not?
Because 3-2's was our win weren't routine against Nottingham Forest last week. 3-2. You won last year against us 3-2. I don't think 3-2 is a routine.
It's normally
have a 2-goal advantage.
I'm saying it's normally a 2 to 3 goal win.
Yeah, if you win 2-0 or 3-1, that's comfortable. That's what I say routine. I don't think a 1-goal 3-2 is a routine win. There'll be swings and roundabouts either way in that type of game. 3-2s are never just a team wins 3-2. Do you know what I mean? There's got to be either you're 3-0 up and we come back 3-2, make it nervy.
Yeah, that's what I think it'll be.
3-2.
That's what I think it'll be.
You think you'll be 3-0 up and we get 2 goals?
So what do you think the prediction is? Because we got Saturday game predictions.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1 Arsenal.
I'm going 1-0.
I'll take that all day.
I'm going 1-0.
Yeah.
So, 1-0.
Yeah, but if we can set up and do that, then hopefully
that's a good result for you lot coming away, of course.
Yeah. Big up Top Gooner for the super chat. He's coming and says Højlund will be the flop of the season, or I donate 100. We're remembering that, Top Gooner.
You're definitely donating 100 still.
You're donating 100. What do you class? By the way, we've got to try and now me and you are here as well, Cass. If he's saying Højlund will be a flop of the season, what are we defining as a flop? Because I'm gonna remember that £100. This is the roster session.
Overall,
so I'm not forgetting.
For me, it's a flop if you don't get 15 goals overall in all comps.
All comps. Okay, cool.
And in the Prem, I need 10 or more.
Yeah, I want 10 in the Prem.
Getting that, man.
I think I want 10 in the Prem. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he gets 10 or more, he's donating 100. We all agreeing on that panel? Yeah. 10 or more, you're donating 100. If he gets less than 10 in the league, that's a flop. Okay, cool. We'll go with that. Saturday's games, obviously, Sheffield United versus Everton. That kicks off in 20 minutes. We're going to wrap up in the next 5 minutes, people. Just so you know as well, obviously, after his good impact against Doncaster Rovers on the midweek game, Beto does start up top for Everton. So I think that's going to be an interesting one there. Cameron Archer also makes his home debut. He's up front with Ollie McBurney. So it's going to be interesting. That's the 12:30 kickoff. We've got Brentford, Bournemouth at 3 o'clock as well. And then it's Burnley, Tottenham at 3 o'clock, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, Man City, Fulham. And then the evening kickoff is Brighton and Newcastle. So we've got some good Saturday games, which makes sure that obviously you're locked in tonight because that's going to be a good Saturday show. Brentford, Bournemouth. We'll talk about the other games a bit more in depth. Brentford, Bournemouth. I just think that's going to be a Brentford win. I think they're good at home. I don't think Bournemouth are cooking that much away. I'll probably just go 2-0 Brentford, and I want a Mbeumo goal for FPL. You man quickly, Brentford, Bournemouth.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Brentford at home, yeah. 2-0. I'll go for 3-0.
3-0. Okay, Cass. Burnley, Tottenham. Obviously, Tottenham, Madison's there. Burnley haven't got a win yet.
That's the thing. Burnley haven't got a win yet.
Everyone said about going to Burnley.
I don't look at Tottenham's line, and if they're going to get any goal, it's going to be through Madison or something like that. But I think Burnley are going to be right up for this game.
They're going to be up for it.
I'm not going to write off Tottenham though, and I think it does. I'm going to say draw.
I'm going for a 2-2 draw.
That's my thing. 2-2 draw, and I think we get gas over Burnley going up, and then Tottenham just bring it back.
Yeah. Okay.
Romero header or something.
Okay, and then obviously we've got the Chelsea Nottingham Forest game as well. It's an interesting one, yeah, because where Chelsea, obviously. Home game, Nottingham Forest. They beat Luton last week 3-0. That was a comfortable win. Nico Jackson got on the score sheet. But what I like at the moment is Raheem Sterling playing on the right-hand side at the moment. I just think it's working for him. Obviously, first couple of games, it was Reece James. Obviously, he got injured. Malo Gusto then came in last week, got 2 assists as well. But I just feel like even though like Chelsea want other attackers and stuff like that, Cole Palmer's come in. This is where it's interesting for me because I would keep Raheem Sterling on the right-hand side. I just think while he's getting his confidence back and he's finding his rhythm as well under Pochettino, for me, it has to be Raheem Sterling stays on the right and Cole Palmer. Obviously, you've got to come off the bench for the game. And if you're going to move Sterling back to the left to play Cole Palmer, then I hope that Sterling can continue his form because I don't want to disrupt what I'm seeing Sterling doing at the moment.
What formation did he play last game?
He played the back 3. So he wants to go back to a back 4. That's what Poch does. He plays the back 4. At the moment, his back 3 is not.
But ain't doing it yet. What, he's doing back 5 again. Watch.
Back 5,
you know it. You already know it.
And you're keeping Sterling on the right.
We got to say, Forest have done well against. Chelsea are not winning this game. Watch.
Huh?
They're not winning this game.
You both think Chelsea?
No, I know Forest can't play Sangare in it yet, and they're kind of lucky. I think they're lucky in that respect. I'm not overrating. Yeah.
They signed that fucking guy from Bologna. He's a fucking baller, bro. Box to box.
He swapped his
Yeah. What?
So you man are both coming out here Saturday brunch show and saying Chelsea are not getting the win at home to Forest.
No. I think again, I'm going to say draw. This is going to be Chelsea what if moments for me.
I think what's the Nigerian brother?
Owini,
7-7.
He's gonna stick it on guys.
7-7.
Owini is on fire, and Morgan is white. It'll be interesting to see how he performs.
Yeah, against Casado. Why do you think Chelsea dropped points today?
Just don't believe in their attack.
See this fucking 3 at the back thing.
Yeah.
This 3 at the back thing. I hate it, bro. I hate it. I don't think it gets the best out of your front 3. I think sometimes you got 1 or 2 guys who performs in it. But there's one man that's just in the team that's quiet.
Yeah. Okay, well, you don't think they have enough firepower need for Jackson Sterling to just get a couple of goals and win at home?
No, I don't think they do.
That's going to be interesting.
I don't want to doubt Chelsea too tough, but I just don't know. I don't know. Who's their left back now? Even he had a decent game.
For Forest.
Oleana. He's going to be...
Oleana, yeah.
It'll be interesting between him and Sterling. But
that's an interesting battle. I think
Cole Palmer's playing... Ooh.
I don't know if he starts, though. I think he keeps Sterling on the right. You have to.
Yeah, maybe.
Surely he goes to the double pivot.
If he go, if he does that, I'll say Chelsea win.
Put Coleman in the 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Go attacking today. Start Palmer in the 10. He's fit as well.
See, if they go 4 at the back, I think Chelsea end up winning it, and I think it's just going to be a lot of pressure on Forest.
Who you not playing left wing then?
If they go 5 at the back,
you're not playing left wing.
That's their business, bro. They're buying all these wingers, bro. You got
to Mudrik back.
I think so. No, I don't know. Maybe
that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they've got the options if they've got the availability. Even though they spent all this money, they should have options to come in. Madueke, he's a right winger though.
That's what he's just saying. Madueke might play, but if they go 4 at the back, I think they comfortably win like 2-0.
Okay.
But if they play 5 at the back, I think you're gonna give
play into hands.
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go with a 2-0 Chelsea win. Not on Forest away from.
I was gonna say, when you thing is when you play 3 at the back, you're playing against a target man. Yeah. Sometimes as the 3, you tend to who's decided to come out because you can't just stay at 3. Someone's got to come out. You know what I mean?
Like Colville or something. Someone's got to step out with the ball.
And Cole ain't been exactly great this season at the moment.
He started a bit
slow, bro.
Yeah, he started a bit slow. Even though he got his England call up. But yeah, no, I hear that. Okay, guys. So obviously, Kesh and Cass are going for a draw with the Chelsea game. I'm going with a Chelsea win. Obviously, they play a back 4. They're both saying that Chelsea win. That's our predictions for that one. Man City, Fulham. Palhinha, obviously, his deal off to Bayern. I don't know if he can come back and he's just going to travel up to Manchester and play. I don't know if there's going to be a bit of his head's not in the right place. But obviously, Foden's probably going to come back in. I'm going with Man City. Routine win. 3-0. Yeah, there you go. And Haaland, FPL. Everyone's got him captain as FPL. So just get us some points, man. Don't miss a penalty like he did last week. Yeah, routine win for me.
I think it'll be a routine win as well. I think my decision would have been different if they kept Mitrovic. I think that's a big loss for them.
Yeah, even if they had Mitrovic anyways, they're still winning this. I don't believe in old Tim Ream, man.
Yeah, and obviously Calvin Bassey got a red card last week, so he can't play.
Guy's a flop anyways, but Calvin Bassey.
He's shit.
He's
Calvin Bassey. Okay, I think he's all right.
You're saying that because he's from the hood or not?
Dead.
Yeah, he's dead food,
I love them. No,
do
you know what? I watched him at Rangers though, and obviously actually a different league. When I was watching Rangers, yeah,
he struggled in the Dutch league, bro.
He didn't see the football. I don't think he was good enough for them. I think Fulham, that sort of level, he could be all right for.
He's not. if you're going Ajax, bro, you gotta be good on the ball.
Yeah,
That's what it is,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
He's
Like,
not really great on the ball like that.
and you got to be a bit more mobile. He's a bit stocky like that. You know what I'm saying? He's got the Titus Bramble moment maybe in him. Do you know what I'm saying? But
That's a legend, you know. Legend, bro.
that could have been an out of context legend, you know. No one said it yet. Hey, we could have whacked up a Bramble. Okay, so we're all going routine Man City win. And then this is the one that I think is interesting. Before we wrap up, guys, Brighton, Newcastle, the late kickoff today. Brighton obviously trying to come back from a defeat at home to West Ham, which I thought would be a routine win. And Newcastle coming off the back of dropping points against Liverpool after being, down to 10 men. Yeah. What are you man saying today? Is it going to be the day of Evan Ferguson, or is it the day of Isaac?
Newcastle need to get their lick back, fam, because it's not looking good. If they get 3 back-to-back losses, it's up in the air, bro. And that's the difference of who finishes top and who don't. They need to come out. The thing is, I think Brighton struggle against physicality. I think De Zerbi, if De Zerbi's sick, he'll go and bat it today. I can't even call it today. I'll be real.
I'm gonna go for a draw, you know.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Last time it was a dead draw, but I think it's 2-1 either side.
2-1 either side. You're going draw. I'm gonna go 1-1. But I think there could be more goals in it. I wanted to say 2 with Desmond, but I do think there'll be goals in this game. But I think it's such a hard one to call. Someone gave me £100 right now and said, "Here you go. You got a free bet." Not promoting gambling. I couldn't put it anywhere. Yeah, I'll just slap it on the draw for the sake of it, but I wouldn't be confident with my money. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting. A couple of super chats. Big up Top Gooner as well. He says, fingers crossed, Chelsea get relegated this season. Top Gooner, if Chelsea got relegated, I'll give you £100. There we go. Yeah, get that up because that is obviously not happening. But yeah, guys, man, big up for the super chat, Top Gooner. I appreciate it. Big up everyone that's been watching it in the live shows as well. Obviously, the live comments as well. Big up all the supporters, people that have been in there. Big up Saeed, I see you dropped in there as well, and obviously all the regulars as well. So yeah, guys, man, make sure you do like the video and obviously subscribe as well to the channel. If you have not become a member yet, make sure that you check the membership out. There's a gold and silver tier membership as well, which is down below. And obviously you get access to the panel show on Sunday as well. So we'll always pick 2 or 3 of you to come with us, discuss anything you want to talk from the weekend. Tonight is the evening debate as well. Obviously the roundup from Saturday show. Cass, Mo and Daps will be there with some guests. And like I said to you, the games are fire today. Chelsea are playing, City are playing, Spurs are playing. One of them can't slip up because otherwise it's pressure again on a Saturday night. And Kesh, I have to say as well, big up for coming through, obviously from the ends as well. But it's good as an Arsenal fan, balanced views and context as well. But yeah, I should love for that, obviously passing through in that, man. Yeah, big up. So guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe on your way out. Big up all the super chatters and the live commenters, and let's get into Saturday's football. Bless up.